Welcome to Ngosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Well, the day has come for you to be a great leader. Find your own voice and lead from within. My name is Nomsa Clara Mube. I am the founder of Offspring Eternal Action Agency and the founder of Gossip Talk Shows. I am your love harmonist. It's Valentine's Day today. With me, I have a lovely Dr. Biget. Dr. Biget, over to you, please. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Numsa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are as you watch this. I have a questions for you. What's your feeling about Valentine's Days in general? And some people I know say Valentine's Days are just religious day and that they don't like that, or Valentine's Days are too darn commercialized, which here in the United States it is rather commercialized to say the very least. But Valentine's Day is not just not really just about candy and balloon or something, right? And it's not even just for romantic love of not just for lovers. So but what's your feeling, but the feeling is not right or wrong. What's your feeling about Valentine's Day in general, and then what's your feeling about this Valentine's Day? Are you in general you couldn't care less, but this moment in life you are in such a wonderful, you are all over in love, perhaps you are in a new relationship or you just got engaged or something and you're like, well, Valentine's Day is not so bad after all. or you, it's the opposite. Usually you are okay, and then this time you're like, have nobody in my life, I feel broke and heartbroken. And either way, know this, that you are loved. There is when we sometimes we feel that we're not loved. And now to start with this being Valentine Day, I would say that my message, number one message for you, is if you are feeling that you are not loved, that you are loved, that there's always love here. Perhaps not the romantic love you are seeking for, but we'll talk about that a little more. For me personally, I used to when I was a kid, a little kid in school, they have this I remember the school, for whatever the school is, you decide to participate in this Valentine's Day thing, even though this was back in Indonesia. And so at the beginning I didn't have any boyfriend, right, in school, little kid, so I used to dislike Valentine's Day. And then I grow up and I have lovers, and I'm like, okay, I like Valentine's Day. And I didn't like Valentine's Day, so it was all over the place because I was allowing my outside to dictate my inside at the time. And so, but that was me. What about you, Numsa?
Valentine's Day. I agree with you, Dr. Bickett, when you say it's become commercial. Yes, that one, it has become commercial. And but the Valentine's Day, you gave me a thing, a homework actually to do actually, when people say they don't like Valentine's Day because it becomes religious. I actually need to investigate more about it, Valentine's Day, the symbol, what it means, because I know everything has a symbol. So I've never really asked myself whether it's like a religious love or anything. But the word Valentine's Day, for me, basically, I don't celebrate my relationship on Valentine's Day only. I love Valentine's Day, but Valentine's Day, if basically for me as a matchmaker and say celebrate your relationship at Valentine's Day, and then what happens tomorrow when Valentine's Day is gone? What happened yesterday? So for me, basically, I would say make sure that your Valentine's Day is 365 days a year, because your relationship is special. And don't just celebrate your love life on Valentine's Day. Yes, the Valentine's Day, we actually don't know who chose this day. There are some couples, actually, the reason why I say this is there are some couples that will do the right thing on Valentine's Day. They will do the romantic dinner, they will do the date nights, they will go and celebrate and have so much fun and kiss their lovers like nobody's business, like basically that never ending. But tomorrow is gone. They all go back to normal like they've been, and the relationship dies. We're gonna remember our love again on Valentine's Day, which is 14th of December, 14th of February 2023. So for me, basically, I'll say if you basically Valentine's Day is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day for everyone, but make sure you celebrate your love every single day. And think about your spouse every single day. Celebrate them. And be thoughtful gestures, buy something for them. It doesn't have to be big presents. Make something for them. Like being thoughtful, you make something for your spouse. If they love gifts, just get them gifts every single day. But today is a special day for couples. And for me, basically, actually, I am gonna go out on Saturday. I never go out on Valentine's Day. The reason why is I do not want to pay the meal that I normally pay maybe for £200. I paid for £500 because the day Valentine's Day it means business. So when I go out on Valentine's Day, I celebrate my Valentine's Day over the weekend and it's quiet. And some couples will be out as well. Those who are working, they'll be celebrating their Valentine's Day out. So I'm not going to lie to you, but it is a special day. But for me, Valentine's Day, Dr. Bigot, is every single day where I have to look at my spouse and I have to appreciate them every single day. In that way, I don't get to symbolize. Valentine's Day, I think, is similar to uh, people when they like New Year, everyone is making resolution. It becomes a holiday. But for me, I would say to those, if you want to keep your relationship, don't make it Valentine's Day as a holiday for lovers. Make each and every day be your Valentine's. Tell your spouse, be my Valentine. Be my Valentine every single day. So some people basically have sex one day per year on Valentine's Day, nice meal on Valentine's Day, kisses on Valentine's Day, and everything, the list goes on. But then, Dr. Bickett, over to you.
Yeah, that is very interesting. And everybody does things differently, and there is no right or wrong answer, right? And to me, for me personally, I learned, and Valentine's Day is really is a day to remind you to express your love. And as you said, Numsa, it it's one of those things you should not. It will be much better. It will be much better if you learn to express your love on daily basis
Yeah,
to whomever that you love. And this is not just to your lovers, not just to your significant other, your spouse, your life partner, what have you. You want to learn to express your love to everyone who you care, your loved ones, and not love one, but love once.
Yep.
And that could be, your parents, your pets, your children, your colleagues, in as appropriate manner, of course. And so you want to be able to do that, but also I have a the one thing that many people forget is, particularly if you are this Valentine, you feel alone and lonely, and you said, I have no Valentines, what have you. The first place where love, it's good to express love, is actually yourself. We know everything come from inside out, and so the result of your outside come from you. Now, this is not to take it as a blame. This is not so, you start blaming and berating yourself. But we know that, as Rumi says, I'm going to quote Rumi. Rumi says, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And so, if you have this week, this weekend, as you see couple, for instance, like Noomsats going and celebrating, and you're like, oh, look at them, they're celebrating, and then here I'm alone, and so forth. Then perhaps you want to ask, what can you do differently? First of all, knowing that it's the day of expressions of love, you have you. You can choose to be your best friend, and you can celebrate you. And many people feel guilty celebrating themselves, and it is something that actually very healthy. It's something that you can do for, and it doesn't mean, if you don't feel comfortable going out to dinner or having a meal out on your own, then don't do that. But you can even celebrate, means you allow yourself to get a massage. If you if where you are allowed to get a massage, and it's something you like. And perhaps for some people it's simply taking a having an extra half an hour to sleep, if you chronically not having enough sleep or something like that. Anything. I decided today I'm going to just have fun. I choose something. I decided long ago, a little time ago actually, but in this part of my journey, at some point I said, you know what, I'm going to do something fun for myself every Valentine Day. Whether even though actually, all the time, I have lover, I have my sweetheart, and I'm with my sweetheart and all these other things. I decided I'm going to do something fun for myself, regardless of what he does or he doesn't do, or whatever whatever on earth. And so, what is it that's fun for you? Today, I decided I'm going to make heart-shaped cookie, just because I want to do that, and not because I got to do that. So what is something fun for you? In the past, I have done, and this year I didn't. I decided to buy different things, but like in the past, there were times I said, you know what, I love yellow roses. I love yellow roses even more than red roses. So I for a few years I said, yeah, I like to buy yellow roses. I might still get myself some yellow roses, just because. And so, what are some of the things that you might be able to do? What about you, Numsa? What do you do to celebrate yourself, to express love for yourself?
Celebrate my Valentine's Day. I spend time with my Valentine's Day, and unfortunately, on Valentine's Day is my father-in-law's birthday as well. So I have to celebrate. We have to celebrate with him, and that's why we don't go out on Valentine's Day. We have to make his day special, and then make our day special, and then over the weekend we go and celebrate Valentine's Day. So today is all about us, and it's all about him. So we're gonna decorate later. When my daughter finishes school, we're gonna decorate the house for him, and we're gonna cook some nice meal, and we're gonna make his day special, and we're gonna make our day special. And that's why I was saying, for me, basically, I love celebrating Valentine's Day. Um, but my everyday, my life, basically, Valentine's Day is 365 days a year because I have to be focused. I have to be aware of what is going on when it comes to relationship. And I don't celebrate. I know Valentine's Day is the holiday that was chosen by somebody, but I don't want somebody to remind me how much my spouse mean to me. I have to remind myself how much they mean to me. So on Valentine's Day, we cook a nice meal, we watch a movie, and yesterday we did the same. We cooked a really, really nice meal. So I have my two men that I live with, my father-in-law and his father. So what happens is somebody cooks breakfast in the morning. Basically, that's our relationship. Somebody has to cook. Oh, hi, Shada. Somebody has to cook a lovely breakfast in the morning, and we share that lovely breakfast. And then somebody cooks a nice lunch in the afternoon. Those are the boys. I cook dinner later. The boys, that's the boys' job, to cook a nice food in the morning and in the afternoon, and then later on, and then I cook for everyone nice meal. So yeah, for those who are watching, please guys, share how you spend your Valentine's Day, your love story. Share your love story, and or maybe it could be somebody else's story you love, or it could be you basically want to give some advice. Please feel free to type and feel free to have some fun. So that's how I spend Valentine's Day. Basically, like today, I went to the office and then I come back to be here. So later on, I'm gonna be busy cooking and making sure that everybody is happy. And it turns out my daughter, she's crazy about Valentine's Day as well. So she had her father is a Valentine's, somebody be my Valentines. So that's her father. So that's all good. Shada says thank you for joining. Oh, that's Dr. Vegan. Yeah, so that's how I spend my Valentine's Day. But all I'm trying to say to you guys, don't try to put a label on your relationship. For me, as a lover harmonist, I know the challenges. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and tell you what you want to hear and say, okay, it is a nice way to celebrate only your love on Valentine's Day. So if you put a label for your relationship on Valentine's Day, then it's gonna be your subconscious mind is gonna be like that. So Valentine's Day is special, but I don't know who chose Valentine's Day. But for me, 365 days per year is my Valentine's Day. Every single day, I have to remember. Although I'm not a gift person. So I don't. If you want to express my love to me, don't buy me gifts. So time, quality time for me is more important. Gifts are not important. I know you can buy them, maybe just for the sake of Valentine's Day, not knowing what's the meaning of it. So when you give me that time, that is more than I can ask for. Time, love, express your love, give me some kiss, not some sloppy kiss, proper kiss, going deep, going all in, give me some love. That's me having that Valentine's Day and saying thank you and thanking God for giving me the special Valentine's Day. But some people, their love is the expressing love for them is gifts. So if your lover loves gifts, please don't wait until you get told off. It's not very nice. If you're watching and you forgot your spouse's Valentine's Day present, go get it. They are at work at the moment. Go get it. From the bottom of your heart, if you know they love gifts, go get that gift and make sure you make it special. Give it to that person, your lover. Make it a special night for that person. So that's what I would say. That for me, Valentine's Day is give me some time, give me some love, proper love. Not saying, oh, I forgot to buy a present, but I'm gonna get it. So for me, my basically is no gift. Love expression for me, you can express it by giving me some time, and we're all different. What is your, hey, Mohale says, hi, glad to spending the rest of my Valentine's Day with you ladies. We are glad as well to be spending this Valentine's Day with you, and thank you so much. And please share your Valentine's Day, even if you're single or even if you are in a relationship and things are not going well. Today you are spending time with us. Share some love, how you spend your Valentine's Day. And okay, Shada says, I suppose all we celebrate it differently. I love myself and the people around me, my friends and family, so Valentine's Day is not important. Most important is my expression of love. Every day my children are the same. We celebrate Love Day. I love that. I love when somebody speaks from their heart, and I love it. I have the same mind. Or even though some people always say I'm a weird love harmonist, but I speak the truth. Because if I tell my clients and say, remember your love on Valentine, I know Dr. Bigot, basically, you are basically, when it comes to love and gratitude, it is your favorite thing. Love and gratitude is your favorite thing every single day. When I read your post, it's all about love, it's all about gratitude. And if I'm surrounded by people like Kishada, she's saying basically she expresses her love every single day. That's what I like. I like to hear that. It's very, very important. Over to you, Dr. Bigot.
Thank you, Numsa. Yeah, and it is something. And thank you for sharing your thoughts, Shadas. And Shadas has a Shadas is very has a lot of great wisdom. So thank you for sharing your thought. I always love to hear your thought. So yeah, and that is very true. It is very important, and it's great that you mentioned gratitude, because sometimes people say, okay, yeah, I got it, that I am yeah, that I am to express love for myself as well as all my loved ones, not just your lover, the, on daily basis. But how could I do that? I cannot go buy gifts every single day, even if the person like gifts, and some people don't like gifts, and so forth. So what do I do? But it is something that expressing love has nothing to do with material things. And one way that you can express love is to use to do gratitudes. You can express appreciation. Excuse me. Nothing tells someone that you care about them and that you think about them than a genuine appreciations. When you just say to somebody, hey, I so appreciate that you're doing that, you're taking the trash out every night, and say it in a meaningful way. Or perhaps if you say it daily, then write it down in a little cute notes and put it somewhere. That will go just as far, if not even more, than a nice big gift wrapped in something. And so that is something that, expressing your gratitude, expressing your appreciations to your loved one for the little thing, that will just express your love. Or perhaps give them a hand if they do a certain chores, give them a hand. And then the other part I would say is time. Shara says her daughter uh, took her to for the weekend and had a great time. And there's a saying that you can always make more money, you cannot have more times. We all have the same amount of time, 24 hour a day, you and I, and it doesn't matter. Bill Gates has the same amount of time, so is the the queen and everybody else. And then and we also don't know when that time's going to end sometimes. And not to be morbid, but it's just kind of realistic. And so to me personally, the most precious one of the most precious gift is time with your loved one, because one that time's gone, that time's gone. You cannot make more time, or you can also cannot go back and get more time if if somebody's time done, somebody's time done. So the other thing is sometimes just being there, and to be present. And even if you say, you know what, yeah, I like to have more time, but I'm working double job, and I barely have time to sleep. So how would I have more times? One thing that actually also make a big difference is to make the best use of the time you have. And sometimes, have you ever done this? You might be with your family, and you're like, I'm with my family, and at the same time, one person's watching TV, the other one doing something else, and the other one doing something else, and then an hour or longer passes by, and you don't even really know what exactly are the other person doing. They're in the room. There is a difference being in the room and actually being together. And so some 5 minutes being together is just as valuable, and sometimes more valuable, being fully present, than couple hours and being in the same vicinity. So share with with your loved ones time is the other thing that you can do. And this is the same thing with yourself as well. I make it a practice actually, and this is something that we all want to be deserve to be celebrated. So I make it a practice to celebrate myself as well, give myself extra time, do some things that I enjoy. What is something that you perhaps enjoy? And perhaps what is it something that you can do to be more present, and to, as Rumi says in his quote, to as you do that, particularly if you are actually alone and say, oh, I'm lonely and I don't have, even if you don't feel lonely and you would love to have more life in your life, more love in your life, what can you do to perhaps find, as you, in the word of Rumi, the barriers within yourself that you have built against love? What is it, one or two things that you might be able to do to remove the barriers between you and love? What about you, Numsa? What do you do? What are some suggestions as a love harmonist you have to remove the barrier between yourself and love?
Yes, you have to, because like there are some people who are spending time today on their own because they've been hurt, and some people they've lost their loved ones. Basically, today is the tough times. Like last year, there must be some couples basically who had the life-changing situation and lost their spouse, and the year after, and every single day is the world that we face. But right now, there might be somebody who is basically going through something, and they've built a wall. Was it 2 weeks ago? Last week, I was talking about how basically we build a wall between us, and the only way for us to free ourselves and to love ourselves is to go through that wall and receive that love on the other side. But if we remain here because we feel that because of the people that hurt me in the past, I can't go through that again. And we feel that it's just because we have lost our loved ones and God has taken them away from us, and we can't basically love again because we are scared. What if the same thing happened? But guess what? God will not give you a fight that He wouldn't believe that you could fight through, or a mountain that He wouldn't believe that you could climb it. I don't think it would have been His way to take your lover from you. So all I would say is, you know what, to think about the memories where you've been with your spouse, and think about the places, the memories you spend together, the good ones, whether it's the bad ones. Obviously, at this moment, some people they're still dealing with the grief. Just think about the memories. Create your own memories. There are memories that you don't want to hold on to. You can bend those memories and that means you can't go back to them. But keep the memories that you want to keep, and basically create harmony. Love harmonies. It means you harmonize the love that you want for yourself. Buy popcorn, watch the movie on Netflix. Netflix is very cheap, it's not expensive, and just watch some movie or cook yourself a nice meal. If you drink, I don't drink, buy a nice wine, bottle of wine, a nice expensive bottle of wine that is very tasty. And I'm sure there are alcohol different. Just buy a special one, your favorite. Or if you don't drink, go buy yourself that favorite drink you always wanted to, basically a non-alcoholic one. Make your day special. Go have a bath, a half an hour bath where you just relax and make it all about you. It's your day. Make it all about you. And also, uh, you know what? How God works. Basically, if you wish those who lost their spouse, if you wish them well, and God will send that message to them in heaven, and He will also give you that breakthrough for you to basically to have that freedom in your life. And those basically who are single because they want to be alone or because they have not met the right person, guess what? Love can be found anywhere. Just because you're on your own, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna find somebody. Don't say I'm on my own again on Valentine's Day. Love can found anywhere, any place. At the bus stop. You can find love at the bus stop. You can find love at the train station while you're waiting for the train. You can find love. The best way to find love, those who drive petrol station. While you are putting petrol, diesel in your car, a man comes, a woman comes. That's where you find love. That's where everyone is gathering. If you guys didn't know this, yes, that's where you find love, but you have to be ready for it. If you are single, don't blame yourself and say, I have not. Just give God a chance. Tell Him you want. Tell Him how you want. I tell God my want and my desires. Tell the universe. If you don't believe in God, tell the universe how you want your life to be. And say, I basically believe that by next year, but you have to work it. If you are single this year on Valentine's Day and you believe that by next year, you have to declare it. By next year, I've got to have a relationship, but you have to work it character-wise. Within, work on yourself within, work on your smile. Because when you see a man, when you see a woman, you smile. You see, now I'm holding a pen. If you see a man that you like, you drop the pen and say, excuse me. And the man will say, excuse me, and will stop as well. He'll be like, oh, I nearly tripped, and the conversation starts. So you have to be prepared. Wherever you go, the smile, when you step outside your steps, you have to be prepared. How you dress, if you are looking for a long-term relationship, dress like somebody who is looking for a long-term relationship. We live in a judgmental world. So be like that. How do you dress like someone who is looking for a long-term relationship? You know your style. You know your image. So be that authenticity. That's what you can do. Don't dress like anybody else and like other people. Just dress, do you, and step outside. Bus stop, driving petrol station, supermarket where you shop. If you shop at Waitrose, your husband is there if you are single. If you shop at M&S, your husband is there. Tesco, Sainsbury's, your husband is there. How many people go to all these supermarket per day? Just count. And how many singles who go in there? It's because we're not aware. You have got to stay focused. Stay focused. If you are single, stay focused. Walk it. Speak it, not desperation. I'm not saying, say, hi, I'm single. No. It's the natural, the true authenticity that basically, like for me, I'm not single. But when I go out, I talk to people, and people end up asking me, "Are you single?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Wow, I love to meet somebody like you." I'm like, "I'm afraid I'm taken," because we don't communicate nowadays, and everyone shuts down. I don't know. I don't know why. Our generation, we don't communicate. So over to you, Dr. Biget.
That is very true. And I think one of the thing with people nowadays is this is the one of the most common offender. Your cell phone. In the past, more interactive, and it's very fascinating to me. And sometimes I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I need to do something, and I'm guilty of this. But how many times do you see people on the switchback line, on the line in the, like you said, in the supermarket or at the bus, or sometimes as they are walking, not even just when they're on the line, as they are walking, people go like this. Like, and then run into something, right? Or they're like this, and then the line has moved, and you're like, can you move, And then so put away your cell phone. my, that's my advice for the if you're single. Just kidding. And that is part of my advice. Put away your cell phone. Be presence. Be presence is, I would say, but that is very true. Like you said, you when you go anywhere, and some people don't go out a lot, and it doesn't mean that you need to be going out a lot. But when you happen to be out, then be what it is. And how is your energy? You can say, oh yes, I want to, I'll dress the way I my image would be if I were in this and that. But we know that at the end of the day, everything is energy, everything's vibration. So if you out there and you put on appropriate clothing, and you put on a smile, and you greet, but deep inside of you, you say, here I go again. Here I am alone. Or, huh, nice looking girl. I wonder if she's gonna break my heart like the last one, as you greet her. So, or you say, look at that couple. Oh, Gus, I wish I'm like that. How I envy them. Oh, I hate all these couples, people. What's your energy? What's your energy? Now, it doesn't mean that, now please know that it does not mean that you are a bad person. Perhaps you have very unpleasant experience. Perhaps you have been listening to your single friend. This was something at some point in life. I have a lot of single friends, and every time we gather together, they talk about, they make fun about something somebody, it's become like one of those single gathering where these are all women, and so they all talk about, oh my god, we all they all talk about bad dates. And they say, oh gosh, this guy is this, oh god, that guy is that, oh my goodness, look at that guy on that other table in that corner, ha ha ha. And I honestly, if that is your single friend and your intentions is to be in a happy relationship, well, is that aligned with where you want to go? I wasn't single, but even so, I was like, this is just such a negative conversations. I stopped seeing these people for quite some time, and over time they change. Thank goodness. But so it was like, hello, what is running inside now? If you've been hurt before, if you hear a lot of this noise outside of you, where saying this and that and this and that, and don't trust people, and if you've been, there are some women who will not come close to, and this everybody different, who says, oh, online and apps dating, they all are criminals there, because you have people try to take advantage of you, to scam you or something. Well, that's understandable if you are shy about it. And when that happens, when it is something that, as Rumi say, what is the block in you? what is the block in you. And it's not that making you a bad person. It's a matter of simply willing to be able to look and clear up that block. And I would say one is to set your intentions and align your mind and your thought. And if you find that yes, there is something, or if you that you need to clear, or you have no idea what's blocking you, then ask for help. Ask for help. Sometimes it's a matter of forgiveness. Sometimes, in many cases, in my case, in my line of work, people has hidden, unrecognized hidden grief. How do you know one of the sign you have unrecognized hidden grief is if you have trigger? If something triggers you when you watch something, say something, you hear a guy or a girl say something, then it just kind of like make you triggered. That is one of the signature of you having unrecognized hidden grief. Then come speak with me, and and we'll help you clear that out, nice and simple, in a fairly short time. And then on the other hand, if perhaps you like, I really have no idea what's the image of what is it that I would love. I just don't, because all my, let's say, all my friends, if you are a guy, all my friends hang out with this sloppy clothing that's apparently women don't care. Well, then go speak with Numsa, because she has image specialists, and that will be able to help you to say, okay, this is what you love, this is what you might want to start thinking and acting as. These are, if your goal is to have a family and become a father, this is what you can do from now on with your self image. And so, as Rumi say, if you are alone, then what is it that you need to do? Do you need to forgive yourself? Many people don't realize that forgiveness is not about agreeing or approving, and that many times, if you forgive everyone around you, but you are still have things that you feel guilty of resenting about yourself, including your physical body, by the way, then that is still a block. That is still a block that can be that can still be a block between you and love. Because imagine that if you love your work, if you love your social life, you love everything, but you just dislike, perhaps you even despise the way I used in the past. I used to be my legs, or you despise your tummy or something that you could not even stand looking at it. How do you think your loved ones going to feel invited? Would you be hiding it from them? Then you're hiding a part of you from your loved one whom you are inviting into your life. And what kind of relationships that going to be? So what is it that you can that what is it that you are able to do to clear up even more, create an image that you would love to be? What's your thought on that, Nimsa?
Basically, image is everything. Image and character is everything, because if you are looking for a relationship, a long-term relationship, you have to work on your image, and you have to work on yourself within, so you can bring out and understand what kind of a person you want to meet. And the image is everything. So you create your own image, and everything has to align, like what you were saying, Dr. Biggett. And because if you don't know who you are as a person, and if you don't know what you represent, and also if you have not forgiven yourself, because sometimes we can hold, like you say, we forgive other people, and we're still ashamed about our past, we're still ashamed about who we are. And even with our body, we don't accept our bodies, we still have, like, we look at our boobies, we look at basically our legs, and we still, like, we are like, why did God create me this way, instead of actually embracing each and every single day. And for me, basically, I have an image stylist, but the image stylist that I have, I do not allow them to actually choose the clothes for you. I ask them to actually bring out the best in you so you can go out with them. They coach you so you can go out with them as your body. And instead of having girlfriends or male friends to go shopping, you go with the body that is more experienced, but you are in charge that day. They are not in charge. So they coach you until you basically write your own story. You are in charge. You go there and basically you know your image. You know the reason why I do this is because I know myself. If I was to go out and somebody dresses me, I would not feel comfortable wearing that dress because when I buy something, I'm gonna walk in these shoes. I'm gonna walk carrying this handbag. I'm gonna put this dress on. It's gonna basically go into my body, my skin. I need to connect with this dress. I need to connect with whatever I'm wearing, whether it's a bra, whether it's my pants. I need to connect with it. So if I was to go, I can go with it. A stylist, they help me to choose the colors and everything, or to say, oh no, that looks does not look good. Basic to help me choose the right thing, but I have to be in charge. And that's how Dr. Biggett is saying that an image, basically, when you create your image, it means you are in charge of your story. You are in charge of everything in your life. Because you can't say, I want to meet someone, and if you don't know your story. So you have to know your story. You have to create that image. And if you're grieving, like Dr. Pickett says, we are all at some point at a time in our lives, we all been disappointed by human beings because we all human. So we have grief, that hidden grief that basically can trigger something like, let's say, maybe it could be something that was said when we go on date with other people, or it could be something that was said when we were dating other people, or it could be simple something that was done in our upbringing, childhood attachment, and that can trigger, that hidden grief can trigger and affect your long-term relationship with others. So it's very, very important to basically go step by step into your life, your foundation of your life, your feet. Are you happy with your feet? Are you happy with your legs? Why are you not happy with these legs? Your thighs, your knees, your whatever, everything. Are you happy with them? Your boobies. Like I've had 2 children myself. Before I go into personal development, I used to think, oh, I'm gonna have a plastic surgery for my boobies so I can go back to normal how I was before. But then I realized actually that was then. Now I'm into personal development. I realize that I don't need plastic surgery to look good. So I have to accept my boobies, accept that I had 2 children, and just embrace it and just have fun. And I don't want to look back. And when I was 20, I love it. I've left it behind. Now I'm 43 and I'm embracing me being in my 40s. I'm enjoying it. I am basically having fun and I'm enjoying my boobies having 2 children. I'm loving it. When I go and pick up my bra and pick up my dress, it's my choice. I'm writing a story. So over to you, Dr. Bigot.
That is very true. Sometimes we have things that there are things that a lot of time we go around, we're like, oh, this is fine, that is fine, but sometimes if you look closer, if you're willing to look closer, then people, so it could be even, I know a lot of women who are in their 50s and so forth, because life changes, we all change, and they're like, oh, yet now I stopped feeling sexy, I stopped feeling like a woman anymore. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. And at the same time, that is if it not going to be serving you if what you would love is relationship in where you are cherished as a woman. And then the same thing as it's funny when you say that the triggers. I remember, and sometimes it can be very sneaky. This hidden grief, things that you want to clear up. It happened with myself actually. I completed a a previous relationship, and then I met almost right away. I met the person who is my sweetheart now, and except the first date that we went to a date, and then I came back, and my dearest friend said, "Oh, how was it?" and this and that, and I said, I don't know. It's like, oh, tell me. So I told him what's and this and that, and turned out it was such a beautiful lesson because I did not like my sweetheart, the current one. I actually thought about not to see him anymore. Why? Because he loved to exercise. He exercised a couple hours a day, and guess what? One of my thing that I did I forgot to clear up was my apparently resentment to my former husband who also loved to exercise in different way but also a couple hours a day. So it was the greatest lesson. My friend was like, well, at least he has the discipline and this and that, and well, with me, he my friend know that he could speak very openly, and I have the awareness. So when I'm like, when I said something about, well, he exercised too many hours a day, and then he was like, what was that all about? You are reacting to that. If you ever reacted instead of responding to something, you're reacting to that. Is there something you need to clear up with yourself? And I said, what? He said, well, to me, somebody who has the discipline to exercise a couple hours a day and have a successful career and all these things is awesome. So why you're reacting like that? Is that something you got to clear up with yourself? And I'm so grateful for my friend to say that, because I look back and I said, well, yeah, I kind of don't like to admit it, but apparently there is. So, and thankfully I'm surrounded. I'm surrounded. We know that who you surround yourself with are going it will create your result. Thankfully, with me, I'm surrounded with people like Numsa and people like my buddy who can just like go, what is that all about? And so, and I corrected myself that week. I did all the forgiveness work and everything on the spot that very week, and then I saw him. I saw him again. I see him. I went to see him again, and we still together years after. And so what is it? Perhaps it's something that's sneaky. That's something that you hear on somebody and say, I just don't like that. Well, where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? And you want to surround yourself also with people who can catch on that really quickly. That as you speak, as you share, and you like, oh, this is how my week go. A coach will be able to say, what is that? Where is that coming from? What is it that's actually going on behind the surface? And when you're able to do that, when you have that kind of support, if you don't already have a friend like that, then hang out with us. And Numsa's here every day. I'm here every week, and work with us, because who surrounds you, the people that you have in your life on regular basis, are the people that will help you create your result. And so as we come to close to the end of this I would my challenge to you is, what can you do to express, being today being Valentine Day, which is a day to express love. Yes, we want to do it every day, but since we're here today, what can you do to express love even more for your loved ones and for yourself? And perhaps that's doing something fun, perhaps gifting yourself a support that you deserve, because and because when you are happy and thriving anyone who love you, your parents, your family, your kids, your significant other, will also be happy because if you are happy and thriving, they'll be happy for you. So, what is it that you can do to express even more love for your loved one and yourself?
So that's a good challenge, Dr. Pickett. Thank you about that. Yeah, that's a good challenge. I agree with you, and also just you know what, just if you're single or if you are in a relationship, work on your relationship, and if you are in a relationship, work on that relationship 365 days a year. I'm not saying it's gonna be all rosy or whatsoever, but at least if you know that actually I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best to love this person and to love myself and to love the person that has stood by me, because you have stood by yourself basically. You are the person when the whole world is against you, so you are the person that says, oh no, I'm going to stand by Nomsa, or I'm going to stand by Dr. Biget tells herself, I'm going to stand by Dr. Biget. I, Nomsa, tell myself I'm standing by Nomsa, regardless of what. So, and then you'll be able to love somebody else and just make that relationship. Basically, when you are dating somebody, it shouldn't feel strain in that relationship. It should be at ease. Your relationship should flow. You should be happy, and with that person, if there wherever there is a strain, that means there's unforgiveness that you need to work on, either for yourself or work on the relationship or unforgiveness in that relationship. And if you are single, guess what? Somebody is looking for you. There's a man out there. If you are a woman single, there's a man out there who is looking for you. If you are a woman and you are single, there is if you are a man, there is a woman out there who is looking for you. And just enjoy life. Create your image, as Dr. Biget has said. And we are here Monday to Friday as well. And if you feel that, you know what, I'm not happy with my life, get in touch with Ngozi Talk Shows. Work with one of the coaches and just basically just find that breakthrough within yourself and just go and enjoy your life. I'm not saying you're not enjoying your life on your own by having somebody. It's bad to die alone. I don't think we were meant to die alone. It's bad. So just find that special person and just have fun with life. So please work on that challenge Dr. Biget has given you, and please follow us on our social media. And if you are looking for love, please go to my website, Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency, and register. And Dr. Biget, she's a grief coach. If you check her out on social media, if you feel that you have something, a grief that has not dealt with, please get in touch with her. You know, grief is not all about death. It's about rejection. It's about so many things. That's what grief is about. So get in touch with her, and her website is actually on her Facebook page, on her personal Facebook page. What's your website, Dr. Biget?
My website is from grieving to joyfulliving.com.
Yes. And let's find joy. And God bless everyone. Live with grace. I'll see you tomorrow.